FX's Snowfall is clearly one of the most thrilling dramas currently airing. It centers around the crack epidemic that rocked urban communities in the 80s. Each of the characters is developed extremely well and seems to exist even outside of the show. I was going to do this analysis on the leading man, Franklin Saint, but Franklin is much more complex, and the finale of season 4 only added to that complexity. Also, the character arc of my favorite villain, Manboy, just came to a tragic end, so I figured focusing on him is a bit more fitting. Let's do it. We see Manboy, portrayed by Melvin Gregg, for the first time at the beginning of season 3. He's the main drug dealer in Compton, leader of the Crips, and an old classmate of Franklin and Leon. Manboy's name is so absurd that it's believable, but we also wonder where it came from. In season 3, we get this exchange between Manboy and Peaches.
What the fuck they call you, Manboy?
Since I was a full-grown man when I was still just a little boy. Manboy.
Let's go. This is obviously a dick joke, but according to Wanda,
fuck you, you little dick nigga. I know why they really call you Manboy.
In season 4, we can tell why he really got that nickname. At a young age, he was forced to be a provider for his younger sisters without anyone's help. He even protected his younger sister Khadijah from her own foster father. After his associates are killed trying to get him some intel about Franklin and Leon's operations in the projects, he humbles himself and apologizes immediately, even offering to give away the hiding spot of the third associate that Leon did not kill. It is important to him that he does whatever's necessary to make sure that his business keeps running, even if that means giving up his own people. In season 3, we can see how funny Manboy is. For the most part, he's our comic relief. That is, until season 4, when the show takes an incredibly dark turn. Despite the person we know Manboy to be and the things we know that he does, he is quite respectful. We see this the first time he meets Louie and Jerome. He doesn't curse in front of his sisters, and he respects Franklin Saint a great deal, until he doesn't, but more on that later. We also see this when he takes Leon to meet Scully. He warns Leon ahead of time that Scully is crazy and that they need to act accordingly if they want to get out with their lives. He also says Leon does a pit bull thing, and that's hilarious. His initial relationship with Scully is one of 2 brothers-in-law, since Scully is related to Manboy by marriage.
Look at you, nigga, what you been lifting? Oh, this, I can see, nigga.
They seem like they're good friends even though they lead opposing gangs. It seems like they just stay out of the way of one another. Even when a turf war breaks out between the Crips and the Bloods, Manboy leaves his sister and niece out of it completely. But when Leon accidentally kills Manboy's niece Tiana, he quickly forgives Scully in favor of vengeance. Throughout his time working with Franklin, Manboy has no shortage of issues with Franklin's best friend Leon. They both seem to struggle for power. This becomes a problem when Leon moves into his territory and Franklin does not immediately reprimand him, nor does he try to negotiate with Manboy at all. In fact, he makes it perfectly clear that if something happens to Leon, he'll retaliate.
Lil Lee here been fucking with my crew. Trying to take our territory.
Yeah, I ain't tried. I took that shit. Let the man talk.
I feel like we need to renegotiate terms.
Okay.
Lieutenant Keith from now on. Either that, or this little motherfucker head is my football.
The prices are gonna stay the same. And Leon here, well, he family. Fuck with him, he fuck with me.
It becomes a problem again when Leon kills his niece and Franklin refuses to turn him over. Up until this point, it's clear that Manboy respects Franklin because he's smart and powerful, but that all goes out of the window when Franklin breaks his own rules.
You get Leon up, I get Scully to lay down, everything go back to the way it was.
You know what I always respect about you, Saint? You was always about business. You was never personal. Even when I ain't like shit. And he did some fucked up shit, but I could respect it. Cause it was consistent. But now, you break your own rules.
We hear several times throughout the show how smart and calculated Manboy is, which was his biggest strength, but also managed to be his biggest weakness. There's no on-screen proof for this, but one fan theory is that Manboy decided to find Franklin's supplier after Leon moved in on his territory in season 3. It became clear to him that he and Franklin had different sets of beliefs and that his current setup wasn't a long-term situation that both he and Franklin would be satisfied with. He sent Tanase to weaken Franklin's defenses as soon as Franklin recovered and in the middle of his turf war with Scully. Tanase was the person that Franklin lost his virginity to, so Manboy knew that she was a soft spot for him, and she successfully infiltrated Franklin's operation. But Manboy made the mistake of thinking he was smarter than Franklin, and this prideful thought is what ultimately led to his demise. Manboy is no Prince Zuko, but I think he has a really great villain arc. Melvin Gregg recently did an interview talking about how Manboy is the good guy, and I really think that's true. Snowfall is a lot like You. These are two shows that do a great job of getting the audience to sympathize with and cape for who is, for the most part, the villain of the story. Franklin is the one who knowingly set up Scully, effectively putting a price on his own head, which led to the death of Tiana. Franklin strong-arms everyone with his plug status and leaves no room for negotiations. Franklin shot his next-door neighbor who helped raise him at his own dinner table. Franklin pistol-whipped his own dad in his living room. Manboy, on the other hand, made it apparent that he didn't want to step on toes and play things by the book. When he started the turf war with Scully, he didn't force Franklin to choose sides. When Leon killed Tiana, he tried to get Franklin to turn him over. All Manboy tried to do was run his business and defend his family, and he was stabbed and shot 5 times, dying without getting any of the revenge that he so badly sought after.